Hey guys, welcome back to Kitchen Court Cases, where we watch court in my kitchen. Let's go ahead and go down to Travis County to check out what's going on down there in Texas.
Right, ladies. Good morning. I'm Judge Vigorito. I'm the magistrate judge this morning. I'm not here to decide whether you're innocent or guilty. I'm just here to explain your charges, your rights, and your options on how to get out of jail. Now, you're all charged with some type of a criminal offense based on the sworn statement of a law enforcement officer. That officer is swearing to enough facts that would lead a reasonable person to believe that you committed a criminal offense. That does not mean you've been found guilty. You're presumed innocent unless proven guilty. You'll have an opportunity to talk to a lawyer before making any decisions about how to handle your case. If you want a copy of the statement of the police officer that's being used as the basis for your charges, you can get that from your attorney or the clerk's office in the next few days. Now, you're all entitled to certain rights under the Constitution in any criminal case. I'm gonna go over your rights, then we'll talk about your options on how to get out of jail. And then I'm gonna call you each one by one and talk to you each about your individual situation. At that point, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me and I'll do my best to answer your questions, okay? In any criminal case, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements about your case. If you give up your right to remain silent, whatever you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire a lawyer to represent you. If you don't have the money to hire your own attorney, you can request a court-appointed lawyer. If the police or the prosecutor want to talk to you about the facts of your case, you don't have to talk to them about it if you don't want to. If you choose to talk to them, you can end the interview at any time, and you have the right to have a lawyer present during any discussion with the police or prosecutors about your case. You also have a right to a reasonable amount of time to talk with your lawyer before making any decisions about your case. If you're charged with a felony, you have the right to request an examining trial. That's not a full-blown trial. That's a preliminary hearing to argue that there's no probable cause, no reasonable basis to charge you with a crime. You could talk with your lawyer about whether that option makes sense in your case. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you need to be aware that a conviction of a criminal offense can affect your immigration status. And lastly, if you're not from the United States, you do have the right to request that we contact the embassy of your home country and let them know that you're here. Is there anybody here who's not from the United States and you want us to contact your home embassy? Anybody? No? All right. I know you all want to get out of jail. If you're able to get out of jail, you need to make sure you show up for all your court dates. If you don't, you'll be rearrested and be a lot more difficult for you to get out of jail once you're back here. So if you're able to get out of jail, don't throw away your paperwork. Pay attention to when you need to be at court. There are 4 ways to get out of jail. First way is to qualify for a personal bond. If you were to qualify for a personal bond, you'd be released for free based on your promise to come to all your court dates. Now, personal bonds are offered in instances where the case is not too serious and where we have a reasonable certainty that you'll come to court when you're supposed to and that you won't be a danger to others or society if we let you out of jail while your case is pending. So we'll look at the facts of your case, your criminal record, your references, your history of coming to court in the past. And when I call your name, I'll let you know where you stand on the personal bond. If you qualify, you'll be released in the next few hours. If you don't qualify, you have 3 other ways to get out of jail. Those 3 ways are you can hire a bail bondsman, you can hire a lawyer, or you can have someone come down to the jail with the full amount of the bond in cash. Now, if you can do a bail bondsman or a lawyer, it's between you and them how much they charge and what they can do for you. I can tell you that in Travis County, most bail bond companies tend to charge around 10% of the bond amount as their fee to get you out. So for example, if your bond amount's $5,000, bail bondsmen often charge you around $500 or more as their fee to get you out. Likewise, you can go through a lawyer. An attorney can come down here and try to convince me or one of the other judges to give you a personal bond that you weren't able to get on your own. A lawyer can advocate on your behalf based on the unique facts of your case and your situation and try to get you a personal bond. If you don't have the money to hire your own attorney, you can request a court-appointed attorney, and your court-appointed attorney can do the same thing and try to get you out of jail. Last way to get out is to pay the full amount of the bond in cash. If someone comes down to the jail with the full amount of the bond, not 10%, but the full amount in cash, cashier's check, or money order, then you'll be released. And as long as you come to all your court dates at the end of your case, you'll get your money back. Whereas if you go through a lawyer or a bail bondsman, whatever money you pay them, you generally won't get back. That's their fee to get you out of jail. So those are your 4 ways to get out. Qualify for a personal bond, hire a bail bondsman, hire a lawyer, pay the full cash bond. Regardless of which way you use, make sure you come to all your court dates where you will be rearrested. I'm gonna call your names. I'm gonna tell you what you're charged with and your bond amount. Then I'm gonna ask you whether you want a court-appointed attorney or whether you want to hire your own lawyer. If you have any questions at that point, go ahead and ask me, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. If you want to know the punishment range of the charge that you're facing, just ask me and I'll tell you. All right. All right. Mardalena Adriana Gonzalez. Which one is Miss Gonzalez? Okay, Miss Gonzalez. Hold on, let me just read something real quick. Yeah. All right, Miss Gonzalez, do you have friends or family that can help bond you out? Speak up.
Why not? I don't know why.
Probably not. All right, you're charged with a 2nd-degree felony, fraudulent use or possession of identifying information. It's a 2nd-degree felony for possession of a bunch of credit cards of other people. You're also charged with a state jail felony, burglary of a building, and a state jail felony, possession of controlled substance. And you said you don't have friends or family that can help bond you out, is that correct?
No.
And you're not working or anything?
No.
All right. Ms. Gonzalez, your bond amount on the 2nd-degree felony is $7,500. The fraudulent use or possession of identifying information. Your bond amount on the burglary of a building charge is $5,000. Your bond amount on the possession of controlled substance charge is $1,000. Total amount of your bonds on 3 felonies is $13,500. The bail bond company will often charge around 10%, which will be around $1,300. You'll have an opportunity to use the phone to get a hold of your friends or family to try to bond out. You can also talk to your court-appointed attorney if you request one and see what they can do to help bond you out. They can come talk to me or one of the other judges about trying to get you out on a personal bond. I can tell you that based upon the facts of the case that I've read and all that, I'm not comfortable doing a personal bond at this point.
They're not facts. I didn't do anything. If
Talk
dumpster diving is illegal, then that's.
I don't want you to talk about the facts of your case. I don't want you to talk about the facts of your case, but you could talk to your lawyer about your side of the story.
Okay,
You
but I don't
set your
wanna
bail.
Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
Sure, is fine.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Good luck. Daphne Leese or Leese? L-Y-S, Daphne? Who's Daphne? Raise your hand.
Okay.
Okay. My screen is freezing, and so sometimes I can't tell if you're responding. All right. How do you pronounce your last name?
Lease.
Leese. Okay. Miss Leese, you are charged with a Class B misdemeanor criminal trespass. Now, I don't show that you've been arrested before. Is that correct?
What happened?
All right, have you been, is this your first time in trouble?
Yeah.
Is it your first,
Yeah.
you've never been in jail before? All right. Because, I mean, we ran a criminal record and didn't see anything. Where do you live right now? Do you live at the BK's Road Street address?
Yeah.
Who do you live with?
I live around that area with family, with friends, pretty much.
All right, well, you refused to interview with for the personal bond. Why is that?
Because I pretty much, I don't think I've been wrongly arrested because they found me on campus, which is the first time.
I don't want you to get it. Here's the thing. I don't want to talk about the facts of the case because that you need to discuss with your lawyer, and whatever you say can be used against you. And this is a recorded proceeding. So I don't want to get into the facts of the case. But what I'm asking is, I'm willing to consider a personal bond and let you out of jail for free, but you didn't interview. Why not?
No, I don't really, because it's pointless. And I think this is pretty much a way of the system to keep people inside the system in a cycle, and I don't want to be. There's a reason why I'm not in jail. I've never committed any crimes.
I think you are a little confused. You are in jail. He's offering to let you out without having to get into the quote unquote system that you're talking about. Ugh. Oh dear. I certainly hope that let's just see what happens here. This is not a case of the judge trying to trick her, which is what I think she thinks is going on. The judge is literally trying to help her. He's like, "You've never been in trouble before. I would let you go, but you've refused to speak with the intake officer." And now she says, "Yeah, because I don't want to be in your system." Well, sweetie, look at your outfit. You're already in the system.
I'm not in this system. I've been in this country for over 20 years. I live in New York, I live in California, and I've been gang stalked by a group of police officers, state troopers, because I guess because that I don't have a record, and they found out that I don't have a record. Now they are doing things that they are, whatever they can to put me. I don't want to go in a cycle. I don't want to be in anything with bonds. I don't want to be, I just want to speak to an attorney and get out of here by myself because I did not commit a crime.
Okay, well, here's the thing, Miss Leese. I'm actually trying to get you out of the system.
How could you go to a campus that you're applying to? I am already in the system. My fingerprints is in the system. My pictures is in the system. There's a reason why I'm not in going into that cycle, because my brother went to the same cycle.
All
and
right.
his life turned out to be the
worst. I get it.
Yeah.
I would like to let you out of jail so that you can show up for court on your own based on your promise to come to court and just deal with your lawyer on the outside. But I'll do a personal bond if you're willing to interview with him. But if you're
that's going to be what is a personal bond? I don't even know any of these. What is a personal?
Okay, so here's the deal. You got basically two choices here. All right. You can stay in jail and you'll get brought to court in a couple of days, and your court-appointed lawyer will reach out to you in a couple of days, and then you go to court and see if you could work the case out. Or I can let you out of jail in the next couple of hours based on your promise to just show up for court when you're supposed to, and you talk to your lawyer in the meantime. So would you like to get out in the meantime, or do you want to stay in jail for a couple of days? I'm willing to let you out.
What is the promise for me to show up to court? I mean, if I have court day, I'm going to show up to court day. So what is this whole thing? Are you going to lend me money? What?
So your bond, I'm setting your bond at $100. However, I'm willing to do a personal bond, which means you wouldn't have to pay the 100. And as long as you show up for court, you wouldn't have to pay any money. So I would let you out. Now, if you didn't show up for court, then technically the county can sue you for $100. Okay, so just show up for court and you will never have to pay the bond amount. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
You want to do that? Okay, I'm going to have the pretrial services office come interview you. Just sign the paperwork, and I'm going to let you out of jail and besides showing, and your first court date's going to be written on your paperwork. It'll be in the next couple of weeks. And the only one condition you need to comply with is that you can't go on University of Texas property while the case is pending. Okay.
And the reason that I went to the university is because that when I received whatever they warning, I emailed the police department. They never replied back, and I had to fill my the application for school. I had to speak to people in the school, so I went to the school, and they ended up.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you about the facts of your case. What you're sharing with me is definitely something you should talk to your lawyer about. I'm simply concerned that you just make sure you show up for court. And right now there is an active criminal trespass warning on University of Texas property. So if you go back there, you're going to get rearrested, and then you end up seeing me again. And neither one of us wants that. So what I'm saying is I'm going to let you out on a personal bond. Make sure you talk to your lawyer and try to resolve the case. You can still call the University of Texas, but you're not allowed to go on University of Texas property at this point unless you're escorted to a police officer. So I want to make sure.
On the 31st, I have to return. Yeah, on the 31st, I have to return some work from my application and I have to drop it off. So do I go to the police department and give it to them to drop it off?
You could do that, or you can mail it. You can do that, or you can mail it, or you can call and ask for permission. Well, what I'm saying is right now there's an active criminal trespass warning. And so if you go on UT property, then you can be arrested. And so, and that's whether this case is pending or not. That you have that active criminal trespass warning. Normally criminal trespass warnings last for a year. Now you can discuss that with the University of Texas. And if you want to try to get them to withdraw the warning, they have the discretion to do that.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want a court-appointed attorney to help you out?
For now, yes.
Okay.
I want to be an attorney for.
All right. I'm gonna have the personal bond people come to your cell and interview you, and you'll just need to sign the paperwork promising you coming to court. Doesn't mean you're admitting guilt to anything. You're just promising that if I let you out of jail today, you'll show up for your court dates. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Good luck.
Thank you. Go back upstairs.
Man, he saved her there. He really talked her around. I thought that was really well done. Good job, Judge. What the heck is going on down in Travis County? Let's watch the rest of this.
All right. Falana York. It'll be a little bit. All right,
Good morning.
about 10 minutes. All right, Miss York, you are charged with a third-degree felony intoxication assault for allegedly driving while intoxicated and in the process causing serious bodily injury to another. Couple of questions for you. I know you're already out on bond on a DWI charge as it is. It's still pending. Do you have an attorney that you've been consulting with on that case?
Well, this has been going on for 3 years. I just got a new attorney like a month ago. I've seen him one time since
Well,
then.
who's your
But yeah, I do. Huh?
Who's your lawyer? Who is your lawyer?
I forgot his name.
All right. Okay, Miss.
Gilbert something. I forgot.
What's that?
You dropped out. There was no question.
Okay.
I couldn't hear a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to figure out if you knew your lawyer's name.
Oh no, it's Gilbert something, but no, because that was my first time seeing him in my last court case.
Okay. All right. Do you have friends or family that can help bond you out?
No, I don't. Both of my parents are dead. I don't have anybody except for myself.
Do you have money saved up to help bond you out?
No, I don't.
Okay. And I showed that you have been unemployed for a week. What were you doing before that?
I was working at Goodwill, as a cashier. And
Is that what you were doing, $1,600 a month?
huh?
We showed that you get $1,600 a month. Is that from Goodwill or?
That's what I was getting from Goodwill, yeah.
All right.
Yes,
But
that's
you're
what
no
I was
longer,
making.
but you're no longer working there.
Correct, and they cut me off like at how the pay period is. Like, I'm gonna get this that. They let me work that day, and then that's when they're like, oh, well, we're doing something, changing some kind of policy, and, you know, they had to let me go, or whatever, but. I have 5 kids. I live at the city of Austin property. I don't have any money. I mean, you know.
How old are your kids?
7, 6, 4. 1 is 16. The 7-year-old and the 6-year-old don't live with me, but the other 2 do. But I still have to pay for the 7 and the 6-year-old.
Is someone else caring for them right now, though?
Yes.
Okay. but you don't have family that can help find you out.
No, there's nobody except for I have a 30-year-old sister who has my kids and her kids, and she's married. And that's it. Like I said, my parents are dead. My grandmother is 86 years old, and I don't have any other family, period, that I can name.
Okay.
Oh, I have an aunt that's like 86. She's right under my grandmother, but I don't have it.
All right. All right, Miss York. I'm setting your bond at $8,500. It would have been a lot higher under the circumstances because of the injuries involved here, the alleged injuries. I'm setting your bond at $8,500. You can try to go through a bail bondsman. They often charge around 10%, which would be around, in this case, around $850. But you're going to have to go through a bail bondsman or a lawyer to bond out.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Is it because a pedestrian got hurt?
That's correct. The allegation.
Because
I
No,
don't want you to talk about the facts of the case, and I don't mean to
no,
cut.
I'm not. I'm asking because in 3 years, I've never missed court. I've never not done anything that they told me to do. And 3 years is a long time to never miss court, never do anything against.
I noticed that, and I
So
actually,
that's why I asked you that.
yeah, I noticed that, and I took that into consideration. Matter of fact.
Football, Torello got a OB needs to be escorted out.
I hadn't even drove a car in 3 weeks until I got that car like 2 weeks. Oh, sorry.
All right, your bond's $8,500. Bail bondsman may charge you $850, or it's up to you to find the cheapest bondsman you can find. If you do postpone and get out of jail, Miss York, you have a couple of conditions you need to comply with. Number one, you're required to report to a supervision officer and be subject to random drug testing. When you get out, you'll have a piece of paper telling you the name and number of the person you need to contact within 24 hours of your release, and you need to report in whenever they require. And again, you'll be subject to random drug testing. Second of all, you're required to be screened for drug counseling. You'll have a separate piece of paper telling you when and where to go to do that screening. And you need to do the screening and follow any recommendations of classes or counseling that they require you to go to. All right.
So does that mean that they're gonna take me off of my legal medication that I need for my mental disorders? That medicine was not like I bought it off the street.
I'm not ordering that you not take your meds. I'm simply ordering that you be subject to random drug testing. As long as the drug test, as long as it tests for legal drugs that you're prescribed, you should be fine. But I will tell you this though, Miss York, both this case and your pending case involve allegations of being under the influence of drugs, perhaps even prescription drugs such as Xanax or Adderall and things like that, and methadone allegedly. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because even if it's legally prescribed drugs, you cannot get behind the wheel if you don't have the normal use of your faculties, even if it's legal drugs, or just like alcohol. Alcohol is legal, but that doesn't mean you can drive it under the influence of it. And the same thing with drugs. So what I'm telling you, Miss York, is even if you can, I'm not prohibiting you from taking any prescribed medications, but you cannot get behind the wheel if it's influencing you in any way, and you don't have normal use of your faculties. Do you understand that?
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Not under any circumstances. You need to get a ride from somebody else. Okay, I'm serious, because this is a serious case. Now, I'm not going to require the ignition interlock device under the circumstances because the allegation doesn't involve any alcohol, and so that wouldn't accomplish anything.
I don't have a car anymore, but I'm not being funny, but I don't have a car anymore, but I understand what you're saying, sir.
Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
No, I can't afford one. I need a court appointed.
Do you want a
attorney,
court-appointed?
please.
All right, let me just look up. So I just want to read something on your last case, just to confirm something. Hold on just a second. Almost done. All right, Miss York, do you have any questions? All right, good luck. Lastly, Taylor Bradley. Miss Bradley, you are charged with a felony out of Hayes County for murder. This is an indicted case. This is an indicted case out of Hayes County. I won't go into the facts of the case. I'm familiar with the basic allegations in the indictment. Your bond has been set at $100,000 cash or surety. That means you cannot get a personal bond. It has to be the full 100,000 in cash or a bail bondsman. And a bail bondsman will often charge around 10%, which will be $10,000. And that's actually kind of low for a murder case, to say the least. However, based upon the particular allegations in this case and based upon the recommendations of the powers that be in Hayes County who are investigating the case, your bond is being set at $100,000 cash or surety. Again, a bail bondsman maybe want to do it for 10%, which would be $10,000. It's up to you to find the cheapest bondsman you can find and make your own arrangements with them. If you get out of jail, Mrs. Bradley, you need to make sure you show up for all of your court dates or you will be rearrested. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
One of the conditions of your release, if you do postpone and get out of jail, well, actually, I'm not going to put that condition about drug testing because I don't know whether Hayes County has that, and this is a Hayes County case. So, do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer? Court-appointed? All right, any questions?
The bond can't be lowered at all.
It can be. Your attorney can ask for a bond reduction hearing to address that before the district judge in Hayes County. Under these circumstances, I do think that that's an appropriate bond amount, but that's certainly something that can be litigated with the DA's office and your attorney present, and to kind of drill down deep into all the factors involved on whether or not it's appropriate to lower it. Okay, that's certainly something your attorney can look into. Okay. All right. All right. Good luck.
I'm not gonna disconnect it. I'm just gonna mute it and stop the video.
All right.
Going to post 4.
Well, that escalated quickly from, man, shucks, what did we start with? We started with the lady who thought she was getting sucked into the system and he was offering her a personal bond, to the multiple DUI drunk lady with the broken arm. And then whatever happened with that situation there and that poor girl, but who supposedly has unalived somebody, which is obviously not cool at all. Wow. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about that video and about the judge. I thought he was super great. He handled each of those cases really well. Anyways, thanks again for coming by the kitchen. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.